Hi shemai, sitachi, croeso Chris, doi, what is cracking ladies, gents, boys and girls today. Today we are talking about my favourite lot in The Sims 4. And this is also my first Sims video, but you know, right now I've almost got 500 hours playtime, so I figured why not actually make a video on the game. But without further ado, this is my video on my favourite lot, my favourite starting lot in The Sims 4. 131321 Chic Street, or 131321. It's a flat, an apartment that you can get for quite cheap, and it needs TLC. And upon entering, you will find there's an outline of a body on the floor. But I think if you purchase the apartment and it's still furnished, you're also going to get a lot of visual storytelling. A lot of kind of somber, kind of sad visual storytelling. The main bedroom, the master bedroom if you will, contains a double bed. But there is also a child's poster next to said bed, and there's a child's chair in the corner overlooking the beautiful city. There's also a second children's bedroom containing a child's bed or a single bed with children's posters, a child's bin and a dresser. The kitchen is pretty standard, and then obviously you've got the bathroom, which is tiny. So why is this my favourite lot? Because there's not really a lot going for it. The reason this is my favourite lot is because it's low-key kind of creepy. Visual storytelling here is actually quite superb. What you have is maybe like a young family who end up having to leave pretty quick, pretty abruptly, without actually packing all of their belongings. The chalk outline on the carpet in the front room indicates that somebody passed away there, and all in all, it's just kind of eerie, it's kind of creepy, it kind of reminds me of the old weird, strange, uncanny valley kind of effect The Sims used to have. Is a weird sense of humour in the earlier games, back when you'd get really sinister prank calls and burglars would occasionally enter your property to steal your stuff. Furniture's kind of cool because you got like regular furniture, then you got things that would appeal to maybe a child. So it looks like there's definitely a child living in the apartment with maybe their parents, and then I don't know, it just seems really sad. It feels kind of sad, it feels kind of hopeless, it kind of just feels run down, and you start the game off kind of feeling like you can't really go any lower than there. It feels like you're thrust into this mystery, and it'd just be lovely to find out what actually happens to the people that used to live there instead of it just being up in the air. Sort of like the Sims 3 mysteries, where you'd have like low-key kind of sinister things, but then like it's just sort of left unanswered. It's kind of weird, kind of it leaves you feeling a little bit uncomfortable. And I love this because Sims 4 is so pastel, so beige at the same time. It's so safe. There's literally nothing there that's sinister to make you feel remotely uncomfortable. And then you got 131321 Chic Street. With regards to gameplay, I think you should probably start here, because it is my favourite starting apartment. But if you like to make yourself a sim based on yourself, and maybe you make only yourself and you play by just yourself, this is a perfect apartment, because you have one bedroom for yourself, you have one bedroom that you can turn into a studio. For me, as an author, I like to turn it into a writing studio where my sim then becomes an author as well, and then we move out about like what, 20k in. But it's just a fantastic little apartment that you can fix up, and it looks quite nice when you fix it up. Again, at like 500 hours, I've started my game in this apartment so many times. I fixed it up so many times. The possibilities are almost endless. I say almost endless. It's a really small apartment, but you got a lot of possibilities for this one little apartment. For instance, I like putting a bookshelf in the little nook next to the door to the master bedroom. And then of course you've got Penny Pizzazz living literally next door to you, and you got all the cool stuff happening in the plaza at city level, ground level, so you can attend all these events. You got Penny Pizzazz if maybe you want to have a best friend or like a love interest or whatever. It's a perfect apartment, and it just has a beautifully creepy past and a creepy undertones, whether it be that the chalk outline on the floor occasionally smelling, and it's like, what is this smell, boys and girls? That is probably the smell of a decomposing body. Beautiful stuff. But yeah, I think this is probably my favourite starting apartment, and I would absolutely, if you've clicked this video and you've never started your game here, I would 100% recommend it, purely because it just opens up the game to a lot of possibilities. And for me, I tend to find one starting location, I tend to stick to it. So obviously, you know, there are loads of different lots that I've never really tried and never really bothered with. You know, the Pancakes family, I've never actually visited their house. I don't know what's in there. So, you know, maybe some people are the same as me. They start somewhere else and they've never checked out this apartment. This apartment honestly claps. I think you would love it. And then obviously you've got storytelling possibilities where you start off maybe like a rags to riches kind of thing. You get the cheapest apartment with the crappiest furniture, and you just sort of build yourself up until you have an empire, and then your sim lives a relatively a pretty objectively wealthy lifestyle. But back to what I was saying, this apartment is lovely. It's so creepy and I love it to pieces, you know. It's falling apart. Is it because the place is low-key cursed because of the dead person, or is it because it's just like an unattended apartment that's been left to rot and fester? I'm just going to reveal my beige flag. I never actually played this game with the volume on, so when I actually recorded footage and I had to listen to it, I was kind of taken aback by how you can constantly hear like white noise no matter where you are in the apartment. You'll be doing the dishes and it's that constant buzz in the background, that ambient traffic. It's kind of eerie, it's kind of creepy. You're kind of exposed to this overwhelming silence as you walk up and down this corridor affixed with rooms either side, and it's just beautiful storytelling when you actually scratch beneath the surface. So ladies and gents, to summarize this video and to state why this is my favorite apartment, ultimately, it's my favourite apartment because it's creepy. Playing in this apartment feels like you're thrust into an unfinished story, and whether that story is finished, it's down to you. Maybe you want to create the original inhabitants of that apartment and live out the rest of their days. Maybe you just want to start off as a young adult, kind of freshly out of their family's house, and you've got this apartment that's a little bit more than you can bite off. 1321 Chic Street is a fantastically creepy apartment. It makes for a great starter home, and I think that you should check it out if you haven't already. What actually happened to the original inhabitants? Was it a mother and father, maybe a child? One of them passes away and they have to leave with the child. Maybe it's a single parent with 2 kids, one being a teenager. And then as the teenager passes away, the rest of the family have to leave. To me, that would sort of explain why there's children's furniture in the master bedroom. Maybe the parent had to sleep with the child, and the teenager had a bedroom to themselves. I just wish that the Sims team put more lots like this into future packs, future updates, whatever, because at the end of the day, I absolutely adore horror. I love how creepy and unsettling this is, and I just think that it's a mystery that will never actually truly be solved. But yeah, so that's about it for the video, ladies and gents, boys and girls. Obviously, this is my first Sims video, and you know, it's a bit chaotic because I couldn't figure out how to get OBS to actually record the game on my laptop because most of my footage is pulled from the PlayStation. But I'd absolutely love to do more Sims videos, ladies and gents, so depending on how this one does, if you guys like it, feel free to leave a comment, feel free to leave a like, and then maybe down the line, there'll be more Sims 4 content because, oh man, it is my comfort game. So take care, live, laugh, love, and remember, you just lost the game. Ta-ra.